Camera number 433 is the Ricoh TF900, a product of the late 1980s. There were a couple of others, the TF200 I believe and a 500. They are all point and shoot cameras requiring a battery to operate, and I would say that this particular one, the TF900, is quite an advanced point and shoot, has a number of really useful features which we will now discuss, but let's put a battery in first to help us along. So here's the battery, the CRP2. It's a 6-volt battery, and it can only go in one way. And then close the door. You notice the door is plastic, so we have to be careful of that, and we need a pointy thing, of course, to open it. While we're on the base, we have a mid-roll rewind and tripod mount. So to turn the camera on, we unlock the viewfinder, if you like, with the slider switch here, and then that turns the camera on. Looking through the viewfinder, I don't know whether I can zoom in and show you there. There are some grid lines and a central focus point, and along the bottom row here there are 3 icons. An individual person, 2 people and a mountain, and the idea is that the individual person represents around about 3 feet, and then obviously the mountain represents infinity, and the camera will try to acquire focus. If it can't, the icon will blink, but once it has achieved focus, the icon will remain steady in terms of its being lit. I found that really useful because then we can actually see where the camera is focusing, which is a really nice feature. The sound when it focuses, well, let's just get that sound. It sounds when we're focusing. So it's quite noisy, but as I say, it's really useful to see where the camera has focused. We have no control over apertures, of course, because the camera does everything. Indeed, it does the flash as well. We have no way of controlling the flash, that's automatically controlled. The manual does mention that if we're using the camera at night time, we can overcome this flash situation by half pressing the shutter button. The flash will pop up, but we can push it down and then continue to press the shutter, and then the camera will do the rest, hopefully. I didn't get opportunity to try that. There is another window just here to the right of the viewfinder that indicates whether the flash is ready or not. Looking to the top plate, this is where it gets interesting. We have the 1980s liquid crystal display, and we can see the ISO. The camera will report our ISO as DX coding, and the number of exposures that are being counted up. With my particular film, I managed to get 25 exposures, which really surprised me. I thought the camera would stop at 24, but it carried on. So that was really nice to experience that. And then on the bottom row we have 3 buttons, a backlight button or exposure compensation of +2. We can press continuous. Let's just do that, see if we can. Hopefully you can hear that. And then a self-timer button, which I presume lights the red button. And then about 2 seconds or 2 or 3 seconds, 5 seconds maybe, it has the beep. Our telephoto lens can be operated with this button. We don't have any option other than the 2 focal lengths I mentioned earlier, the 35 and the 70. So you just press the button so it's on or off or out. And then we have our shutter button. And I think that's pretty much it really as far as the camera goes. To put the film in the camera, we unlock the film chamber, and then you'll see the DX coding. If for some reason our cartridge doesn't have any DX coding on it, the camera will revert to 100 ISO, and then we just place it to make sure that the film tip goes to the end there. One really nice feature I enjoyed about this camera was that when the camera finished the film, it rewound the film and left the tip out, which is very much appreciated as I do my own developing. So really appreciated that nice touch. Close the door and then the film will be advanced to 1 and then continue to be advanced, as I mentioned, till the end of the film. Of course we can, if we want, use the mid-roll rewind if we so desire. So I think that's pretty much it as far as the camera goes in terms of its features. So yes, quite a rich spec sheet. But how did it perform? Well, the film is drying. I will scan that and well, here are the images. And this has been the Ricoh TF900, camera number 433.